Hello, my name is Raul, and this is my journey. Basically, my story starts off as a young African American of Cleveland, Ohio, growing up in an era of abuse, a lot of drug, alcohol addiction in my family. And I see my uncle, I see different family members that were really abusing the stuff. So my road to where I'm at today started off seeing a lot as a child, and then when I became a man at 18, I made a bad choice, and someone died out of that choice. He was an acquaintance. We were intoxicated when it happened, so he was someone I knew, and he did something I didn't like, and we were in a fight. All I can remember is being in a cell downtown Cleveland in the Justice Center, and with no shoes on. And I'm wondering, like, well, I ain't got no shoes. And they took my shoes as evidence because they told me I had evidence on the shoes from the altercation with the gentleman. And it was found out that he had been, assaulted viciously by me with my feet and everything else. And from 88 to 2000, I was locked up. And in that environment, only the strong will survive, period. When I came home in 2000, I wanted to play catch up. And playing catch up, I seen all my friends, or what I thought was my friends, doing the thing. They're able to live a certain lifestyle, drive what they wanted, dress like they wanted, but they can still indulge. And I thought I can do that. And so then I became a homeless junkie. That's all basically I can say. Living in bandos, living in bandit houses, living in bandit apartments in the projects, doing a lot of grimy things. I got weapons, I robbed drug dealers, I robbed drug fiends, anything that had money and resources for me to get the next one, I was involved in it. And so through that, you get caught up back in prison. Drugs and alcohol in prison, they all align together as far as in my career, in my using career. So if I got high, I got drunk, I usually did things to get money, because once you run out of money, I come up with an idea to get more. And usually it came out of a violent situation or doing something violent, and I got caught up. And so for another 10 years, on and off, I was running in and out of prisons, jails, and institutions. And it wasn't until, I want to say, 2010, come home off of doing 3.5 years. And I got word that my favorite auntie, Joyce, she passed away. One of my best friends, she was my auntie, but we were like this. She died the same day, August 15th. When I got word my aunt died, I went and got high. And for a couple of days I got high, and I ended up at Metro Hospital in the psych ward. From there, they sent me to Windsor Lowerwood Hospital in Willoughby. And that's where I got this book from a lady named Juanita. I met Miss Juanita, and she gave me this AA book, and I've had this book since 2011. August 19, 2011 was the last time that I used any mind-altering substance. This year I celebrate 10 years. And I don't do it alone. When I got this book, and it was highly suggested to get a sponsor, I transferred from Windsor Lowerwood Hospital to Matt Talbot. And Matt Talbot was over in the Tremont area at the time. It was a house full of men. And I met my sponsor, Kevin. He would come and do the Saturday meetings. He started coming to get me and, taught me the steps. Because everything is in the steps of recovery, the steps of AA. I've learned through the steps of recovery. When I did my 4th and 5th step, I gave everything over to God. I try to wake up in the morning, pray to the God of my understanding, get through the day and try to treat people the way I want to be treated. And if I fall short in that area, I'm man enough to apologize today. But the one thing I'm joyful for the recovery has brought me is a peace that I can't never let no one take away. He's afforded me to meet a good woman, and she married me, and we're going on 5 years. It'll be 5 years at the end of this month. And she genuinely loves me, and that's hard to find when someone genuinely loves you for you. So I thank God, like I say, when I let go, put my guns down, I put the drugs down, and I picked up some books, and I picked up 12 Steps. That was the best thing I ever could have done, was pick up this book. I'm not a big reader, but I do go over this book, and I stay connected. And that's the main thing about being in recovery. You have to stay connected. You have to have a sponsor. When I worked in the field, I'm a social worker, and I work in the field, and guys would say, what I need a sponsor for? I said, well, didn't the dope man sponsor you? And them girls sponsored you? You had plenty of sponsors. When you went to the penitentiary, the CEO sponsored you. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't take some suggestions from somebody that's trying to help you live, go on back out there and, see where how much pain you can keep giving yourself, because coming into recovery, you stop listening to you. You got to. And that was my number one thing, is I like to listen to me. I wanted what I wanted when I wanted it. I lived an arrogant, selfish life. And so being in recovery, I have to be willing to give. Addiction doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a creed. Anyone can get caught up, no matter what your color is, what nationality you are. My addiction took me to prison for 12 and a half years. I come home, and I still wanted to do it my way. And so my addiction roared an ultimate fire for another 10 years before I made a decision, and I was tired of being tired of prisons, jails, and institutions, and homelessness, and no money and no finances and things like that. And I met some people that gave me some tools for me to recover. Do I believe that I'm totally recovered? No, I don't. I'm given a daily reprieve. I don't feel that I have recovery. I feel like that because of recovery, I've been able to live a different life. And I've been able to not use or pick up any mind-altering substance through that life. But do I feel that recovery, that I have it, and it's like the golden ticket? I don't. Anybody tell you that they got recovery? I'm telling you a lie. And that's just my opinion. You never get recovery. You just get a daily reprieve. I would say this, coming into recovery, it's for you and only you. Everyone is not going to love you or treat you the way you want to be treated. Some things will never be forgotten or forgiven, but you must stay focused on your recovery, on your peace and serenity. You're gonna have a lot of bad days, you're gonna have some good days, but the number one thing is not using. Stay sober, stay connected. Things will eventually open up. It did for me. Anyone that is struggling with addiction issues and alcoholism, please get a sponsor. Please be willing to follow directions. Please stop and take a look at your life and know that if you find a God of your understanding, things will get better. It's a powerful thing when when I look back on my life and I say, wow, I made a lot of dumb decisions, a lot of dumb choices. I messed with a lot of people that I shouldn't have messed with, or, I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done. I treated people the way I shouldn't have treated them. I'm apologetic today, but I don't live caught up in that. I don't live in the past. I made a lot of mistakes, but I don't let my mistakes dictate my future. God has afforded me a lot of opportunities. Education is nothing but a few accomplishments. The number one accomplishment I ever made or investment in me was getting sober. The depths of addiction brought me to take someone's life. And if I could dig him up, patch him back together, and blow life in him, I would, but I can't. And so due to my being intoxicated and high, extremely high, I created a situation where someone died. It wasn't my call to do that. It's only God's call when it's someone's time. I did my time for it. I live with that every day, having to share that story. I don't try to go through about details and things like that. Just someone died out of the result of my best thinking and wanting what I want when I want. I like to read this because this is one of my favorite passages out of the AA book, and this is page 337, and it says, "So here I am, sober, successful, serene. Just a few gifts of the program for surrendering, suiting up, and showing up for life every day. Good days and bad days. Reality is a wild ride, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. I don't question how this program works. I trust in my God, stay involved in AA service, go to a lot of meetings, work with others, and practice the principles of the steps to the best of my willingness each day. I don't know which of these keep me sober. I'm not about to try to find out. It's worked for quite a few days now, so I think I'll try it again tomorrow." So with that, I pass, and I thank you.